You know one thing I must say? Shannon Sharpe and Rich Paul, you gotta bring it to everybody's attention, are the biggest LeBron James Glazers in the history of sport of any sport. Now, Shannon Sharpe is taking his time to go after the Lakernation fans for them not kissing LeBron James' ass the way that he kisses LeBron James' ass. Remember, this is a man that when he hugs LeBron James, he closes his eyes like he just saw his first love for the first time in his life. This is a man that sniffed LeBron James shorts, smelled his shoes, smelled his shirt, sleeps on LeBron James sheets, no diddy, and also has a history in past. I don't want to take it there, but y'all know, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, when it comes to, him shifting gears in that other perspective, yeah. And he's been called out several times for it. The person who he was dealing with, I think, was his stylist, that gather him up to wearing, clothes and, making sure that he looked good or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That person has been eliminated from Shannon Sharpe's life because Shannon Sharpe did not want to get exposed, but he got exposed for living that other life. So it makes it easy for him, since he already floats that way, to glaze LeBron James in the most zesty and the most weirdest way possible. See, Rich Paul is a little bit more, different from Shannon Sharpe because he defends LeBron, but he also exposes LeBron as he's exposing himself. And my thing is this. If Shannon Sharpe now is going after the Lakernation because they're not kissing LeBron James' ass the way that he does, that's also further lets you know that this man is not an NBA fan. He does not love the game of basketball. This man only talks about one person and every team that he goes to. That's the only individual that is discussed. That's the only individual that comes out of his mouth. That's the only individual that he defends. And in one segment, which was just recently, he said that he loves Luka, that, he respects Luka. If that was the case, then why is it that whenever Luka was playing, you felt the need, along with Rich Paul, to disrespect Luka? But when Luka, announced his injury or whatever the case may be, which I fear is a lie, it's a fake ass injury, because he just didn't want to play with LeBron James. He was just sick of LeBron James' fucking, way of being and conducting himself as a leader. Why was it that all of a sudden y'all changed your narratives and perspectives? Oh, you see, we need Luka. If Luka was there, it would have been 10 times better. The Lakers would have. Man, you know what? Shannon Sharpe, stop, bro. This is a Hall of Famer football player who was an extremely great player who said Michael and Kobe in that order. Just like Nick Wright had Michael as number one. But once they reached the narrative and they reached the level of glazing LeBron James, you saw how their networks and how their viewers and numbers and subscribers went sky's the fucking limit. Michael Jordan never, or Kobe, never, Magic, never, Larry, never, none of them had to take validation for anybody to say how great, how amazing they was in the court. They let their game speak for themselves. Shannon Sharpe has a LeBron James curse. Is an issue. If nobody defends LeBron James and nobody, you know, corresponds to LeBron James or celebrates LeBron James, Shannon Sharpe has a weird, zesty way of defending him and not defending those that are speaking facts. I just did a video about Hating Facts Part 2, and it describes exactly what I say about LeBron's sexual fans. They don't want to admit to the truth. They don't want to admit to the fact. And the only thing that they can do is just fake lies and fake narratives and perspectives to keep this man going on in a debate where he doesn't even belong. Rich Paul, it's more, you know what? Let me disintegrate LeBron James' legacy, but I'm still gonna say that he's the greatest playmaker to ever be in the NBA history because he makes his teammates better. We all know Rich Paul don't believe that shit, but since it was LeBron James that got him and met him when he was selling shit out of his trunk, let me keep quiet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He has to glaze LeBron James until the day LeBron James decides to go, his way and leave Rich Paul alone. Not only that, Rich Paul also embarrasses his so-called GOAT into saying, Mike is my guy. If I needed somebody to save my life and take the last shot, I will take Michael Jordan. So you see, deep inside they know that Michael is that guy, but they have to sit there and lie because they know that their boss is a straight asshole and doesn't like the facts and doesn't like the truth, so they have to lie so they can be able to keep their positions and keep their jobs. Now, I remember Shannon Sharpe when he started working with Skip Bayless, and how it went from being, a good sports announcer and journalist to all of a sudden, this man went honey dipping and went Winnie the Pooh all the way and decided to clap his butt cheeks and represent for LeBron James like we've never seen a football player do, and especially a Hall of Famer. This man played with John Elway. This man was a fucking sensational tight end. He was a fucking magnificent player. So him being the football player that he was, every time he hears LeBron James says, I like my game physical. I like to get physical in the games. He should have been laughed at that because we all know that your so-called king is a flopping king. We all know that this man sells bobbing fouls to be able to get to the line where he's a horrible free throw shooter on top of that. And we know that LeBron James does not care about the game of basketball. To him, it's just all about stats. And you, Shannon Sharpe, who is a Super Bowl champion, one of the greatest tight ends to ever play in the NFL, who played physicality in a point where you had to keep your body in tone. Keep your body healthy and also go out there and perform at your best every game that you had. You should know the difference between a soft-ass motherfucker and a crybaby and a complainer because you played football. But guess what? It doesn't matter to Shannon Sharpe because when Shannon Sharpe came out in his football bobcast, he was not doing numbers. He did not have subscribers like he has now in Nightcap and all that. Or, in Club with Shay Shay. He did not have millions of subscribers. He just had a couple of hundred or 100,000. You know what I'm saying? But once he butt-cheeked it himself to Clutch Sports and LeBron James, his numbers went skies the fuck high. Ain't no party like a P. Diddy party. Shannon Sharpe knows what I'm talking about. Shannon Sharpe been clapping butt cheeks of the same sex. So you see, it's not to disrespect you, Shannon Sharpe, but how are you going at the Lakers Nation when the Lakers Nation never wanted him there in the first place? It took Kobe Bryant to come out and publicly say, hey, he's one of us now, you know what I'm saying? Hey, let's welcome him home, you know what I mean? This man didn't even have the audacity to go to Kobe's fucking funeral. The fuck you talking about, Shannon Sharpe? But hey, this is who LeBron's sexuals are. This is how they represent for him. Even them knowing that they're making themselves look like fools and embarrassing themselves and making themselves look like idiotic fucking LeBron sexual maniacs, they don't care. Anything to make Mr. LeBron James happy, and at the same time destroying their reputation, destroying their character, destroying who they are as a person, but also destroying every bit of what the love of basketball is all about. And Rich Paul fits the same narrative. But Rich Paul, every time he opens his mouth, he disrespects LeBron, he exposes LeBron, and he exposes himself. So you know what? Shannon Sharpe tries to be careful, just like when he was talking to Clarissa Shields, and when he told Clarissa Shields, also, you're the Michael Jordan of boxing. Clarissa was like, yeah, and then he rephrased himself and rekindled himself and said, oh no, you're the LeBron James of boxing. Man, stop the bullshit. Shannon Sharpe, we already know who you are. And remember, you have another life that if you don't worry about that life, you will be exposed. And you know that other lifestyle that you like to live. All right? Let me not even get started, because that's not what this video is about. The Laker Nations don't give a fuck what you got to say about them. The Laker Nations don't even intend to even give a fuck and what you got to say. The Laker Nation is the second winningest fucking NBA organization in NBA history, right there connected to the Boston Celtics. You really give a fuck? Be honest, if you really do give a fuck. But since we all know you like to, put honey in your nipples and clap your butt cheeks and smell LeBron James' shoes and smell his pants, what, his shit was fucking sweaty and dirty, you nasty son of a bitch. You need to come to your senses, because everything that's in the dark shall come out to the light, my friend. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to let you know this. At the ending of the day, when you decide that whatever you say is more convenient and it benefits you, remember, payback and karma is a bitch. But this is the ending of the video. This is your boy Chico Black. Man, y'all go ahead and leave y'all comments down below and tell me what y'all think, and we'll go from there. Man, I'm out of here, y'all. Oh, and one thing, I want to thank all my new subscribers. I want to thank my old subscribers, my #1 subscribers, my mid subscribers. Yeah, it really means a lot to me, man. Thank y'all so much to every one of my subscribers, to all 1,057. It really means everything to me. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for y'all comments, y'all love, y'all respect, y'all takes, y'all thoughts, everything. You know what I'm saying? There's your boy Chico Black. Y'all go ahead and hit me and let me know what it is. Your boy's out of here, man. Peace.